In July 2015, Chancellor George Osborne made the decision to scrap maintenance grants and replace them with maintenance loans for new students.
Now, the last Labour government actually abolished these grants before reintroducing them, and now they've become unaffordable. If we don't tackle this problem, then our universities will become underfunded and our students won't get places, and I'm not prepared to let that happen. So from 2016-17 academic year, we will replace maintenance grants with loans for new students, loans that only have to be paid back once they earn over £21,000 a year. And to ensure university is affordable to all students from all backgrounds, we'll increase the maintenance loan available to £8,200, the highest amount of support ever provided.
With the price of student living and student life increasing, so are the number of students looking to apply for maintenance support. In this documentary, we get the students' perspective of the maintenance grant cuts and what it means to them. We also interview the students who currently have financial support and how they feel about the decision. This protest footage shows what happened after the government announced that the maintenance grants would be replaced by maintenance loans. Actually, the maintenance policy was never considered as stable and unchanged. Since 2004, 4 changes have been introduced about the amount of grants and the threshold for it. This time of change was not very smooth in the government itself. The announcement has not just concerned the students, but also MPs of the opposition.
The Intergenerational Fairness Index published this week shows that prospects for young people have deteriorated since the Conservatives came into government. So can the Prime Minister explain why he is reducing opportunities for young people further by removing the maintenance grant from poorer students, thereby reducing their opportunities or increasing their indebtedness?
To know further about the announcement of the maintenance grant scrap, we asked a few students to tell us what they think about it.
I don't really agree with it because it's kind of, if they're scrapped, it kind of closes the doors towards students from like lower income families, and I just don't feel like it's right really.
I think it's ridiculous. I don't understand how people are supposed to live on just a loan. A supplementary grant for some people is a must, I think, and it only allows rich people to attend uni when education should be for everyone.
I think it's quite silly what he's doing because the maintenance grants is obviously for people to use it for their needs, like books, not just books, the accommodation where they're living. People are living out. They're not, obviously some people are not living local, and they're going to need that money to obviously survive out here. Because even with the maintenance grants, some people can't, control obviously their expenditures.
We also spoke to 2 students who are currently at Birmingham City University. They tell us how they feel about the maintenance grants. So, have you applied for maintenance grants?
Yeah, I did last year and this year.
And how does the maintenance grants help you?
Well, because I'm living at home, it's just a bit of extra money that I don't necessarily need, but it's useful, yeah.
How long will it take you to pay back the maintenance loan?
Well, it will depend how much I earn, but based on my predictions, I won't pay back all of my university fees, let alone any of the maintenance loan.
Will it be a burden?
No more than my tuition fees.
Do you approve of George Osborne's plans, or do you think it's actually reasonable?
I think it's quite reasonable actually.
Why? Because
there's more funding available for people going to university, but because more of it's repayable, there's a lesser burden for the taxpayer. So it's the best of both worlds in my opinion.
Ash, have you applied for maintenance grants?
Yes, I have.
Okay, how do the maintenance grants help you?
Well, obviously it's free money at the end of the day. On top of the student loan, it's that little bit of extra that we get free that you don't have to pay back, so that's nice.
Okay. As you've heard that George Osborne has announced that he's going to scrap the maintenance grants and replace them with maintenance loans. How is this going to impact you?
I mean, obviously it's more money I'll have to pay back now on top of the existing student debt I have, so that's not great. But I understand as a nation we need to save money because of coming out of the recession, and my opinion is quite biased, I guess, because it affects me directly, but I don't think it's the way to go.
Have you applied for a maintenance loan?
No, not yet.
But when you do, how long is it going to take you to pay back?
Oh, God, I try not to think about it. I mean, I've worked out I've got about 30 grand's worth of student debt already, and that number's just going to go up, especially if I decide to do a master's. I guess I'll be very old by the time I've paid it all off.
Will it be a burden?
Yes, definitely. It will definitely be a burden because it's all. They don't take very much money off you a month, but it's always going to be there in the back of my mind. Like, it's another thing that I've got to pay for.
Okay. Do you disapprove of the decision, or do you think it's actually reasonable?
As I said, like, I understand as a nation we need to save money, and my opinion is quite biased. But I don't agree with it at all. I don't think cutting things like the armed services, the police, the fire service and student loans is the way to go.
With Conservatives still on their way to enforce this measure, the future of thousands of students is yet to be decided. It leaves the question on whether parents still want to consider sending their children to university and whether students will apply for the maintenance loan instead of the maintenance grant. As the new maintenance loan comes into force in the new academic year of 2016-17, new students will be taking out bigger loans, leading to bigger debt by the time they graduate. The future of the price of student living at this time is still uncertain.